So I'm Joe, and I graduated from the MSc Management cohort in 2020, and I did an individual dissertation. I did an individual dissertation because I thought this was an opportunity to prove my qualitative skills. I come from quite a numerical background, so I thought this was a great way to sort of make myself well-rounded, fill in some gaps on my CV and so on. I'm also an individual learner, so I thought let's not make things too hard for myself. And I think choosing the type of dissertation really depends on what works best for you. It's a great opportunity to fill in any gaps on your CV. So when it came to selecting the topic, I looked through all the modules on the MSc Management course, and then once I'd selected my favorites, I went into some topics and thought, could I develop this? How could I do this? And so on. And I made some notes on this, took it to the lecturer for that course, and ran it past her to see how she thought they could work as a dissertation. And she was really helpful in guiding me into which one to choose. You do need to remember, while you need an idea, don't have everything completely planned out, because sometimes research can evolve differently to how it begins. So you really need to be adaptable to the process. When it came to collecting the data and doing the research, I thought that the pandemic would be a big obstacle. However, it really wasn't. The management school were really helpful, giving loads of tips, resources, and guides on the different types of research and how to conduct them remotely. And this really helped. I also think it's important not to get caught up on the primary research. If primary research isn't for you, then secondary research can be just as effective. It isn't by any means easier, but it can be a lot less intimidating, I found. So I chose to do this. And also, I'd really recommend getting to grips with OneSearch, the library search engine, because this can make your life so much easier doing a dissertation, and I could not have done it without it. So when it comes to working with your supervisor, I again thought the distance learning might have an impact, but it really didn't. I had meetings every week on Teams with my supervisor, just to catch up on what's going well, what's not, and so on. And I think it's really important to listen to your supervisor, because they can really guide you to success. They give you the tools to do really well, and it's down to you to use them. Everyone's really friendly in the management school, so it's really quite easy to develop a relationship with the supervisor, which again is really important. And I think it's important to not be afraid to ask questions. So obviously, with me not doing a dissertation before, I had a lot of questions about how it worked, what the process was, and so on. I just made a list of these, asked them in the first meeting, and everything was a lot clearer. All the staff are really happy to help, and they're really valuable when you're conducting it. So you need to take advantage of that and use the opportunity. Lastly, it can be daunting completing a dissertation when everything's up in the air, everything's remote learning, and so on. But it really can be done well. The management school really try and make your life easier for you, and if you put in the work, then you'll be successful. So good luck.